Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. We are heading off to the supermarket now, and a beer that I picked up today, and it's from Aldi, and it's a beer that I've not really bothered looking at. I've sort of seen it and I've ummed and ahed, and I thought, oh no, it's going to be rubbish, it's going to be rubbish, it's never going to live up to this other beer that I've had, but for some reason today I picked it up, and it's from Harpers Brewing Co, and this is a bottle of their Plum Porter coming in at 4.8%. It's in a 500ml bottle, cost me £1.49. Harpers Brewing Co. What do I know about them? Not a lot really. I kind of got the impression Harpers Brewing Co. was, if you like, an Aldi brand, but stuff brewed by Marston's. But on the bottle, just there, it says expertly crafted in Dorset. Now maybe Marston's are brewing it, but Marston's aren't from Dorset, so I'm wondering if the Harpers Brewing Co. is just, like I say, an Aldi's brand that they bring in different breweries to brew under. I could be wrong, I don't know. If you know, let me know. $1.49, cheap as chips. Now, this could be sacrilege now, what I'm about to do. I'm going to bang it in a Titanic brewery glass. Now, I got hold of this from a bar, well, I say bar, a restaurant stroke bar pub, if you like, country pub, that was serving Titanic's Plum Porter. Now that is a banger, absolute banger. This glass is a banger. It's heavy, it's thick, it's sturdy, you know it's quality. So it might be sacrilege actually putting this one in there, but we're going to use it anyway. So there's the old bottle cap. I do like the label actually. It's got a nice look about it. I like the colours and that on it. Crown is one of the old British ones. Now you see that a lot in Marks and Spencer's, don't you? So I'm intrigued to know who brewed it. But stop waffling. Let's get the cap off, get it into a glass and see what we get. Hope you're all well. I am back to it tomorrow. I normally end up having about 2 weeks off work. But the way it's all kind of worked out this time, and the fact that I've got work in between means it's like 4 days off, go back for a few days, then a couple of days off because it's a weekend and that. I'm not getting that time, and normally I'm really happy with that, but it's got to be said I've had about 4 or 5 pints today. I don't want to go back to work tomorrow. I don't want to go back to work, but I've got to. So I've got to behave myself. Anyway, beer in a glass. There we go. There is still some left in the bottle. It is looking jet black. Now, there is some light bleeding through from under the glass. I would like to see a bit more of a plummy, deep sort of purple kind of tinge to this. But like I say, it's looking deep black. We got a nice finger and a half a head, and it's a really compact head. So I'm impressed with that. So that's good. So let's dive in. On the nose, we'll give it a swirl first and see what sort of aromas we get. Not a lot. You do get a bit of a plum aroma, but it's very subdued. I mean, from what I remember having the Titanic one, I had my first Titanic Plum Porter in this glass, which was from this pub stroke restaurant, and it was after that I reviewed it. I was blown away by the Titanic one, and the aroma was there. It smelled fantastic. This is kind of there, but you know what it's like when it's subdued. Excuse me, got the hiccups. It's a very subdued aroma of plum. Very subdued sort of porter sort of thing. It is fruity on the nose. There's nothing nasty in there. It kind of smells nice, but just a little bit light. So let's get the rest out the bottle. And there is still a little bit left in there. But there's no more room for it in there. So let's give her a try. Cheers. Oh, you certainly get that more in the taste. You certainly get that more in the taste. Let's try and get the rest in. one thing straight away, apart from the taste, that I notice. 4.8%. The body of this beer isn't up there with the Titanic version of the Plum Porter. Certainly isn't up there. But saying that, the body is still decent. The head on the beer, slightly off-white head. It looks nice and creamy, but it's quite a light head. It's that sort of head that you can, it's not thick and dense, which adds to the body. It's just a light, fluffy head. It's almost, how can I put it? The only way I can kind of describe it is almost meringue-like, but a soft meringue-like. Whereas you'd expect it to hold, it's sort of, so whereas normally a good thick head or a decent head on a beer will add to the body, this probably doesn't, because it's almost lighter than the beer. The beer does have a good body though. It's not. It's certainly not terrible. The carbonation is lovely in it. Very small bubbles, not too wild. Very smooth, very soft. And the more I drink it, the more I like it, to be honest. Taste wise, you get that roasty, stouty porter taste to it. The plum in there is lovely, and it is lovely. It's quite hard this, because once you've had Titanic Plum Porter, it's got a benchmark to live up to. And for me, this isn't quite living up to that. But, and this is where it's hard, I still think it is an enjoyable beer. Like I say, that roasty stout porter sort of note. There is a lovely plum flavour in there. It doesn't whack you in the face. Not as much as the Titanic one. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's going to be what people like. I still think you get what you want out of this beer. Maybe just not so much. 4.8%. There is all your other sort of like stouty fruit flavours in there, if you like, as well. I think in the background you're getting sort of like, I think you're getting a little bit of a raisin, aniseed, licorice kind of thing going on. The raisin is, it's you'll know what I mean. If you drink this kind of beer, you'll know what I mean by that raisin, aniseed kind of dark feel in the background. You are getting it with this. 4.8%. I don't think you get the 4.8% in this. It drinks really good. It's really smooth. I think that's an enjoyable beer. Granted, it's no Titanic Plum Porter, but I think for £1.49, and again, I think you can probably pick the Titanic one up for about 180, £2. You might be lucky enough to get it for £1.50. But in all fairness, Aldi's, I say picked up from Aldi's, Harpers Brewing Co., their Plum Porter, it's a decent drop. I think that's a nice enough drink. I don't think there's absolutely nothing offensive in there. The only really downside is, for me, is the body is that little bit light. And I think if the body was that little bit heavier, you'd just get a little bit more of a punchy flavour to it. But the flavours are there. So, yeah, I think that's a decent drop. And I would happily drink that again. Whether I'd drink it again over Titanic, if you like, it depends where I am picking the beer up. I don't think so. But Harpers Plum Porter, I think that's nice. That's decent. There's no real sort of bitterness on the back end. It's a little bit of a sweet number. Yeah, it's got a nice little gentle sweetness to it. It's not sickly sweet or nothing. It's just a nice, gentle sweetness. And there's almost, like I say, there's no balance. There's no bitterness in there. But I think the sweetness just about overtakes that bitterness. But there's just that slightest edge of bitterness almost reigning in the sweetness to keep it under control. So yeah, like I say, Harpers Brewing Co. Plum Porter from Aldi, well worth picking up, £1.49, that's a bargain. It's a decent drop, really nice. If you've had this beer before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. I've waffled on for way too long. Thank you all for watching, hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.